this is composition, all composition of three, triptych, and there are individual pieces, number one, number two, and number three. This is a gold leaf applied to this computer print. Michael was already in a poor health. He was not really in control of computer, so I helped him out. So two of us would sit in front of the screen, computer screen, and how it was made. First, he made the small sketches about this big, almost like that, slightly bigger, each sketch. Then I scanned it, projected it on the screen, and then we start working there. So he will say, okay, do this, do that, change this, and so on. That was the process. It does not mean that it is not Michael's. Yes, I was the tool, he was the creator, okay? So I'm not taking any credit away from him, but what I'm saying that he was afraid to touch computer, like a lot of the people afraid. So it was created on. I gave it out to print because it did not fit into my big printer, so we had to do it outside. After it was printed, he applied the gold leaf by hand. Some museums should acquire it, but a worthy museum, not Woodmere Gallery. Piss on them. Well, this is an important piece also. That was created in 98. It's called quadruptic. Quadruptic. It is done by airbrush, beautiful in plastic frames. It's also a museum piece. It's unique, and it's very, very minimal, but it expresses certain mood. One has to be looking at Michael's work. It is not ready there for you to understand it. You have to be in front of it for a while and contemplate and think and draw it out of yourself, the feelings, if you have any. Some blockhead, that has absolutely no imagination, like say a plumber or electrician, they would not understand anything about it, right? So there is an intellectual process involved in it.
One of my favorite pieces too.
This is a quadruptic,
Yep.
Yeah. This is quadruptic.
Doing that catalog was just so amazing to me.
Yeah. It's all done by hand on illustration board by means of airbrush, watercolor airbrush. Well, this catalog represents a good selection of Michael's work. In the back, there is a kind of a photo autobiography. I compiled that, starting, you didn't have this. Okay, here's family, 1927, the year I was born. Michael is already 4 years old here, you see. Father, mother, very young, 1927. Okay, father was 30 years old, mother was 33 years old, mother was 32. I'm about 6 months old there. Next one here, I'm about 2 years old, Mike is 6 years old. Also, mother is young and attractive. Right. Can you see very well now? Well, there is a better light, better light this way. This photograph is in the city of Kramatorsk, that is a city where I was born. Michael, very young, at the age of 37, he is 7, and 7, he's 14 years old. Nice, attractive young boy. These are from the Rostov College of Fine Art. This one here in German refugee, that is in American refugee camp in Regensburg. You see, this is a camp studio, art studio where you are. Well, I will go briefly because you don't have information. You have the catalog, right? But not by the. Well, city of Regensburg. You see how beautiful it was. at, during the winter and at night, Cathedral and the Danube River, refugee camp, in a camp, barracks. Well, should I go on or
Sure.
okay? There we are, Union Lake in New Jersey. There's Michael sitting there, happy, you know. Michael singing. I call that photograph song. He's a container with a friend in New York. Oh, there is a happy crowd on the Ocean City beach here. Near, it's about 80 miles away from us, Ocean City, near Atlantic City. There's my family together. Easter Sunday, my mother has celebrating Easter Sunday, most important Russian Orthodox religious holiday. These are people, collector from New York. This is the one of the best restorer of fine art in Russia. He just died recently. 4 artists that were have the same destiny like myself and Michael. Party here at 120 East. Here is a whole crowd, including Zhuk. Michael in in 2002, Michael and Dati. Michael's happy birthday of when he turned 80. You know, we had a party, and this is studio in front, studio in the back. That is my studio, and some biographical notes. You have this catalog. You can have more picture, but the story that I told you, that's a unique story.